What will music be like in the future? To be honest, I really have no idea, but I thought it would be fun to make some predictions. I'll do my best to rationalize them, but at the end of the day, who knows what will happen? We can check back in a few years and see how accurate I end up. It's also worth noting that the future is a fairly ambiguous term, literally until the end of time. These predictions are for the next 10, 25 years or so. Let's kick things off. My first prediction is that there will be a large portion of music written by computers. Some software company will design an algorithm that analyzes musical trends and popular songs from over the ages. It will combine this information with data mined from Facebook or whatever other social media platform we're using to craft songs perfectly catered to the masses. It will also be able to write songs for movies and video games, eliminating the need for many composers. Which brings me to my next prediction. Like with any trend in music, there's an equal and opposite reaction trend. There will be a kickback to this AI pop songwriting genius in the form of dissonant, avant-garde, and strange music. Sometimes weird things come along that are embraced by the masses. This mysterious, humane X-factor could never be predicted by a computer. Composers will begin to pursue these odd sounds, creating a large supply of bizarre and cool music. Prediction number 3, there will be fewer stars as we know them today. For so long, the music industry has been curated by the higher-ups, record labels, radio programmers, and the like. Places like YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp, and the internet in general is giving the power back to the people. These new mediums are still young, and while there is some curation going on behind the scenes, they will continue to grow, and the barriers of entry will continue to drop, creating a more diverse market. Whatever sound the music listener of the future is looking for, it'll be available somewhere online. The audiences will be more spread out so that there are fewer major stars getting all the attention. My next prediction ties into my last one. With so many bands devoting more and more time to online platforms, there will be a counter movement of musicians who have no online presence whatsoever. In growing circles, it will be considered cool to fully disconnect from the net, and naturally, there will be popular bands who have embraced this. They'll sell CDs, vinyl, cassettes, they'll promote themselves the old-fashioned way, touring coast to coast, putting up posters, and spreading word by mouth. A main place their music will play will be FM underground terrestrial radio stations, which after years of being abandoned, resurfaced for their nostalgic hipster value. On to my next prediction. By 2028, Miley Cyrus will have released a roots record that goes largely ignored but is critically acclaimed. Maybe this one is just me being hopeful, but Miley has an incredible singing voice and was obviously raised on great music. Check out her cover of Tom Petty's Wildflowers. If you don't believe me, her backyard sessions also offer a glimpse of this. As her time in the spotlight fades, she'll do what John Mayer did. She'll start making music first and foremost for herself instead of trying to come up with #1 hits. Meanwhile, there will still be a few pop stars like we know today, but we'll see more and more non-English speaking musicians topping the charts. As the world continues to globalize, so will the entertainment industry. I mean, before Psy with Gangnam Style, name me one Asian pop star. Since him, we've started to see K-pop and J-pop on this side of the pond. Bands like BTS are starting to make waves now, which will pave the path for more. The same will be true for Latino artists. Prediction number 7, we will also hear Martian music. Elon Musk says he's going to put a person on Mars by 2024. Being the showman that he is, one of the first things he'll do once a colony is set up is set up a live concert that is streamed from Mars to Earth. The concert will kick off with a cover of David Bowie's Life on Mars. It will be a moment we all remember. Okay, my next prediction is a little bit more grounded on Earth. We will hear sampling of individual instruments from previously recorded songs everywhere. Let me explain. The ability to isolate a single sound source in a multi-instrument recording is a trait unique to humans. If I listen to, say, a Dire Straits song, I can hear Mark Knopfler's guitar as an individual entity. That is to say, I can isolate it in my mind, hearing it separately from all the other instruments. This is an incredibly complex process that computers are still unable to do. In the future, this technology will exist. I'll be able to take a Phil Collins song and use only his voice in a new recording. This will open a number of doors, and music makers will have a field day. My next prediction is that in 10 years or so, the sounds of the mid-2000s will become popular again. It seems like every 30 or so years, trends come back around. Right now, elements of the 80s and 90s are in. Part of this comes from the age of the tastemakers and movers of the entertainment industry. Right now, people my age are making a mark, and people like me have a soft spot for the nostalgia of our childhood. In the late 2020s, the kids who grew up in the 2000s will be calling the shots, and they'll be bringing back elements of their youth. Which brings me to my next prediction. The sound of a terrible, low-quality MP3 will be an aesthetic that people use artistically. This sound will be part of the old-school nostalgia that a future generation of musicians will recreate. Think about how the sound of scratchy vinyl is now being used as a texture on some recordings. The sound of terrible MP3s is coming back too. Next prediction is that there will be a show like American Idol, but instead instead of looking for the next pop star, they'll be looking for the next judge of American Idol. It'll be called American Idol Judge Idol, and it will last for 10 seasons. Okay, here's one for the business side of things. We will see more and more sponsorships and endorsement deals done directly with artists. There will continue to be big artists doing big deals with big brands, but smaller bands will start doing smaller deals with smaller companies. With little to no money and traditional means, bands will resort to direct sponsorships in order to survive. Look forward to seeing a Arby's logo on your favorite band's t-shirt. In a similar vein, musical instrument companies will start investing advertising dollars in YouTubers. Very few do it now, but hopefully for my sake that changes. My last prediction is that at some point guitar solos will become trendy again. And in what's left of the mainstream, there will even be a couple guitar instrumental songs that permeate throughout culture. Wouldn't that be nice? Those, my friends, are my predictions for music of the future. Obviously, this shouldn't be taken too seriously, but tune in 25 years and we'll see how they turn out. If you've got some predictions for the future, I would love to hear them, and I'd also be interested in hearing why you think they may come true. Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and if you'd like to ensure that my channel stays around in the future, please consider heading over to my Patreon page. It's with the help of people like you that I'm able to do what I do. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, I've got 2 new videos every week, Mondays and Thursdays. Until next time, thank you all for watching, I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you in the future.